What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with another episode of a Budget Brews. And, you know, I think this one's pretty fun, actually. And especially since we're going into artifacts, I've been looking at various different shells for artifacts decks, mostly featuring the Patchwork Automaton. That may or may not be a good shell. Once we get the Brothers War, then we can just plop in the cool new cards and upgrade them. So, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. I'm just calling it Michiko's Wheels. This is a doozy. This is a fun one. I did cheat a bit, okay? There's 2 Bankbusters. There's 1 Mechtitan Core. Arrest me. Ooh, 1 Eater of Virtue. So 4 rares in the whole deck, if you discount the lands. Okay, 8 rares in the whole deck. Okay, ooh, 9, 10 rares in the whole deck. It's still a budget brew, and you could definitely build without these. You just take out the Bankbusters, put in more Hoverbikes, take out the Mechtitan Core, put in 1 more Iron Apprentice or something, or another Dragonspark Reactor, and, you know, you'd be fine. But I cheat a little bit with these budget brews and slip in 1 or 2 decent rares to, you know, make it so that we can actually win some games. So this is a meeting of artifacts and enchantments because of Michiko's Reign of Truth. We always see this card in enchantment decks, mostly Selesnya. It gives a target creature +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact and or enchantment you control. So it actually, you can play it in a artifact only deck or in a both deck. And that's what we're trying to do over here. So we've got plenty of artifacts and enchantments that are very cheap. We have an average of 1.6, which has allowed us to drop our lands down to 22. We may even be able to go down to 20. In testing, I had a few other versions. You could probably go down to 20 and put in a few more removal spells or what have you, but let's just test it like this for now and see how we do. So yeah, artifacts and enchantments. First off, Hotshot Mechanic is a nice aggressive 1-drop, is an artifact, can crew our Bankbuster on the cheap. Then we've got Kumano faces Kakkazan, is an enchantment, can make our 2-drop modified, is you know, just a nice little card all in all. We've seen this all over the place. Then we've got the Reinforced Ronin, which is an artifact creature. Will help us to trigger our Patchwork Automaton. Every end of turn it bounces back to our hand, cast it again. Keep growing the Patchwork Automaton. Eventually you may channel it to draw a card. Also very nice. Then we've got 3 Voltage Surges along with our 3 Iron Apprentices. It's the main thing that we'll be sacrificing to the Voltage Surge to make it deal 4 damage instead of 2 for 1 mana at instant speed. Hell yeah. And then of course we get the additional value from the counters from the Iron Apprentice can end up you know, most probably on the Patchwork Automaton. And we got sneaky 1 of Eater of Virtue. I like the fact that there's some things in here with flying that we can have die and then put the flying onto the Patchwork Automaton. Namely, the Ornithopter tokens have flying, and the High-Speed Hoverbike. If we can get it to die with the Eater of Virtue on it, then we may be able to give our Mechtitan, our Patchwork Automaton flying, which is quite cool. Otherwise, the only other real noteworthy keyword ability is the haste from the Reinforced Ronin. Let's see if it ends up getting to that point where we actually are equipping an Eater of Virtue onto Reinforced Ronin. We may end up cutting the Ronin and putting in the Rabbit Battery instead. Let's see how it goes. Then we've got onto our 2-drops. We've touched upon Michiko's already. We've also got 3 copies of the Dragonspark Reactor that says that whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield, you put a charge counter on it, and then you can pay 4 mana, sack it, and it deals that much damage to a creature and the opponent. So it becomes a win con potentially. Nice little card here. Just somehow in testing, I always end up against the opponent who's running like Tear Asunder and stuff. But otherwise, for now, while there aren't that many good removal spells for artifacts in standard, it's still pretty good. I think next set, artifacts are just going to get removed left, right, and center. We're going to have to find ways to protect our artifacts, of which there are a few already in the new set, which I'm quite happy about. Now we've got 3 copies of Kami's Flare for some more removal. We've almost always got a modified creature. It's either going to be our Patchwork or our Iron Apprentice, or, you know, we've equipped our Eater of Virtue onto something. We've often got these little modified creatures lying about that will allow us to get that little bit of extra reach and the 2 damage to face as well. And we got one sweet new card from Dominaria United. I haven't played with this one yet. It's one of these read-ahead sagas. You can make a 0/2 colorless Thopter artifact creature token. So that'll trigger your Dragonspark Reactor when it enters the battlefield. And it'll, at that point, if you like, play a Yotia's and then follow it up with a Michiko's Reign of Truth, you're adding, you know, 3 things that will make the target of Michiko's bigger, because it's the Yotia itself is an enchantment, the Ornithopter is an artifact, and then you play Michiko's. It's quite nice. Lots of triggers. Then we've got 2 high-speed hoverbikes. Very nice. Flash them in, tap down one of the opponent's biggest blockers, swing in, and, you know, grow your Patchwork and put a counter on the Dragonspark Reactor. Untap. Now the opponent's blocker is tapped, and you swing in with a bigger Patchwork, and then you've just got this little 2/2 flyer that you can crew with, like, Iron Apprentice if necessary. Quite nice. Then there's a sneaky one of Mechtitan Core, just like for the memes. It'll be hilarious if we get this off at least once tonight. It's just in there. You can crew it with the mechanic or a few other things, and eventually, once we got 5 artifacts on the battlefield, we can exile it and 4 others, and yeah, so you need 5 artifacts total, and then you get the Mechtitan. Was really fun back when I first tried the deck. We still probably need to do it again. It's just like, it's one of those win cons that once you've like done it once on the channel, you don't really need to do it again. But it's more doable than you'd think, and this might actually come back into play in the coming set, because there'll be a lot more artifacts lying around. Yeah, unfortunately, it's artifact creatures and/or vehicles, so you can't sacrifice, you know, tokens like Power Stone tokens and stuff. Otherwise, this would definitely see some play. Still pretty cool. Then, of course, we've got the main card in the deck, our little Patchy Boy. And with these episodes of Budget Brews, you must always stick around to the end for the upgrade guide. We'll probably find ways to give our Patchy Boy Trample. We'll find ways of giving our Patchy Boy Double Strike, so stay tuned for that. And then 2 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster, just for some card draw, just as another artifact to trigger all of our artifact synergies, and a nice little potentially attacker and ramper and everything. You guys know how much I love the Bankbuster. And that is the deck. As far as the mana base goes, we've got 1 Eiganjo, 1 Sokenzan, 4 Sundown Pass, 3 Wind-Scarred Crag, 2 Grottos, 2 Mech Hangars. Bunch of basics. Of course, gorgeous Godzilla lands. Let's jump into some games. See how the deck performs on the unranked ladder, as we always do in these episodes of Budget Brews. Be getting some solid wins with the mono white. I think I'm like 2 matches away from Diamond. Again today. I played for like 3 hours, and I haven't gotten into Diamond yet. It was just like 1 game away, lose 3. Get back to the thing, lose 4 in a row. Get back to it again, lose 2 in a row. Now I'm 2 matches away from Diamond. It feels rigged sometimes. I should just play some even filthier filth in, like, Alchemy. A lot of the people that get to Mythic quick play Alchemy at the beginning of the month. Ooh, double Patchwork in the opening hand against Gruul. Ward 2. Whoops. My bad. People don't read the card, do they? Let's just kill it now. And block with the Bankbuster. Turn 4 is pretty scary from these guys. They could hit us with the Arlen. Oh.
Fight for humans and werewolves alike. Gather, my children.
Michiko is going to be bonkers now, though. Thank you for allowing me this. Oh, what? What a misplay. What a misplay. They've always got something, man. They can use the mana from the Kessig to power up. I mean, to use the Outland Liberator to kill our Bankbuster. Wow. Disgusting. And that's just gonna be the game. Oh, we can hold up the Eiganjo. Ay, caramba. Yeah, we weren't gonna get out of that one. Pity. Felt close. But yeah. Werewolves. When the set first came out, Midnight Hunt, I played every color combination of werewolves. You guys can go back and look at those videos. There's very little that has changed, but actually it's poised right now. It's good on the meta. I just don't want to bring another deck that's exactly the same to the channel, you know? Opponent. Anybody home? There we are. Ah. Three mana. Circuit Mender. Lining up for a pretty juicy Michiko's turn. Unfortunately, he finds a blocker. Black. Okay. Oh, it's the anvil. Would you look at that? Yowza! Draw a card with Banky Boy. And Michiko won't be too bad. Bloodfell Caves. Yeah. He might be running a braid, which would mean we should probably just use this reactor ASAP. Michiko is off the top now would be just fantastic, because Smelter is bad news. However, we do have a 7/7 on the floor. This can't block flyers, right? Oh no. That's the other one, the 3-drop vampire that's... Ah. Wow, so cheeky. I'll just kill the Bloodcaster right now with the second chapter. Oh, God. Cool, cool, cool. We're looking good. We're looking good with the reactor for next turn. Dollhouse of Horrors. Of all the things. Nice when you find this kind of stuff on the unranked ladder. I don't even think I've ever seen this on the battlefield. How is that a 4-4? Wow. Nice. Hello? That's a freaking cool card. I think we still got him. We just go... Yeah, we got him. We got him. Don't you worry. Wow, the amount of lands that we've gotten. Bam, bam. And thank you, ma'am. Ha ha! That felt freaking fun, man. That was a sick match. That's the kind of stuff that these episodes of Budget Brews and you know, Serious Jank and all of that stuff that I do, like, are all about it. For me as a Magic player, like, I don't get to have this type of fun every day. I'm mostly just grinding meta decks to get mythic and that kind of stuff. But sometimes you lose sight of how fun it can be just to play some, like, cheap, fun, janky stuff and just enjoy the game. Cool. Play Kumano and get a double counters Apprentice down. Wow. Or can we? With this mana base. Oh my god, it hit the board. You do not believe it. Okay. Kill, man. Oh, Esper. Not Esper. Not Kraken. The Kraken. Mm-hmm. Not the Kraken. What? Okay. Wow. Sure, man. Clever man. Clever man. I like this strategy. Get the little unblockable fish in there. Why? Okay. Weird, man. Wandering Emperor? No. What? Wow, that's a cool deck, man. Give me a break, dude. That's gonna be the game, baby. Close. Very funky. I like that. I guess if you had to go all in on that, like sub-theme slash archetype, you would put like the Kaito Shizuki, who makes little unblockable ninjas, and then you've got that spell that makes the two little fishes that are unblockable, and then you get the Kraken down, and then you somehow throw some ninjas in there, because you've got all these unblockable things that you can then therefore always kind of get the ninjutsu. Oh, that's not a terrible idea. I did try it at one point. Kraken, unblockable ninjutsu shenanigans. Cool, that's fine. That's not fine at all. Turn 5 is the end of our game. Don't know if we'll be able to close it out that soon. Unless we get the Michikos off the top. Can we sneak it? Can we sneak it? Michiko's off the top. Come on, baby. I know you want to. Of course not. We'll probably just kill that. And then we're dead next turn. Oh my god. Just disgusting. Plays a land. Burn down the house. We've only drawn lands the whole game. It's enough to make you vomit. Like, you go down to 22. I'm going to go down to 20. I'm going to go down to 20 lands and I'm going to put in more good cards. Not entirely sure why he didn't play that. Misplay? Man, I'll take it. Let's trim some lands. I think we can quite easily trim some lands. Like everything we can do for basically 3 mana. So 2 mana. Yeah. And that means we can play what have we got? Interesting. And very tough to decide. There's this guy, the DJ man. Whenever you cast, whenever another artifact enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+0. That's pretty weak. I would say, while we're still in budget mode for 1 or 2 games, maybe get the Gold Hound in here because it's got Menace and First Strike for the Eater of Virtue. Or there's another card in white that cares about this. This Banishing Slash. Can't play a 4-drop though. Yeah, maybe a couple Banishing Slashes. A little bit of extra removal. I think that's actually great. Let's give that a whirl. One or 2 more matches as it is, and then we'll jump into some upgrade action. Let's definitely go. Okay. Let's go Sundown Pass. Because, actually, let's just play the Virtue out now. I wish it also grabbed Ward, but it's just all keyword abilities. First strike, double strike, death touch, hexproof, indestructible. Oh. Nice, turn 3. Imagine we get Michiko's off the top. Come on, baby. Just... Oh, just been trying to get this, like, the full win con off for a while. We've only had one Michiko's on the battlefield the whole freaking video. Just crazy to me. There's 4 of them in the damn deck. Shuffler, why you little? There we go. Very nice. Double patchwork. I say go. Oh, patchwork and Eater next turn. Hold up Cammy's Flare, you know, have Cammy's Flare with the modified creature at the ready. Wow. 2 mana, 3/3 defender reach. Candle trapped. Wow, some people are just freaking snowflakes, man. I know it's unranked, but stick around. Your hand can't be that bad. Alright guys, we don't have too much time. I think it's upgrade moments. We didn't really get to see the Banishing Slash, but I felt like trimming those 2 lands was the right way to go. So, as far as upgrades are concerned, it's quite simple. We have rares, right? First of all, Lizard Blades. I'm going to just put them in the sideboard for today. This could definitely go in here and would give your Patchwork double strike, which is fantastic, but you also want to give it trample. For that, we have very few options, unfortunately. There's this thing which has a reconfigure cost of 5, which is just ridiculous. Or we can do this. Play Curse of Hospitality. It's also an enchantment, so it'll help with our Michiko's and all the other stuff that we got going on, and gives attacking creatures trample. That's an upgrade we could consider. Then I was thinking of, let's get the rares and mythics going here. Lion Sash. To add some graveyard interaction. I'm just starting to run a bit low on things that we could cut. But honestly, the Hotshot Mechanic, we don't have that many important vehicles that we can't just crew with other things like the Mech Hangar or whatever. So maybe the Hotshot could go and we bring in some Lion Slashes, or there's also the Ogre Helm to consider, as well as the Cloudsteel Kirin as a alternate win con. Then I was thinking even of putting the Angelfire Ignition, couple copies in the main. That could be really good. Yeah, that's really it. For now. Aggro Boros artifacts, however, will get a new pain land in a little under 10 days. Boros artifacts is also going to get a bunch of new artifacts to play with in the new set. So is this going to be the better of the various aggro artifact based brews within the next couple of weeks, or is there going to be another one? And those are the answers that I cannot wait to answer. But I still think that if you're looking for something fun and different to do and you don't have too many wildcards to spare, then this might be right up your alley. I highly consider you give it a go. And now you've also got yourself a little upgrade path to consider if you're enjoying the archetype. You could just give you could cut the curse entirely and not go up into the 3-drops other than Angelfire Ignition. Just have like 2 Angelfire Ignition. That could be a way to just give your guy trample and double strike with the lizard blades. We have a decent amount of options here that you can definitely consider. Or just make it a best of 3 and have these on the side for different matchups. If you need to hate on some graveyards, bring in the Lion Sash, that kind of thing. As far as additional removal that we might consider running, I would think about playing some Rending Flames. Okay, it's not rare. That's why it's not showing up. Just to deal with the opponent's Shieldred, because Banishing Slash only does tapped artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. That might be a consideration. Plenty of things to consider. But that is going to be it, guys, for tonight's gameplay footage and upgrade guide. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Budget Brews. I, for one, really enjoyed playing the deck. I will be seeing you all tomorrow with another episode of Meta Mondays. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.